a bit warm. It's a bit warm. It's a little bit warm for no reason. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Small just a little bit. Try just a little bit.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have never been here before, my name is Tamsin Hill. Thank you for joining me today. Today we'll get into something a little juicy. Oh my goodness gracious. We're having another girly chat today. You guys know I like to have these little girly chats, you know, make you feel at ease with your own body, with the problems that you're going through, because a lot of girls and just people in general go through the same stuff. So we're here to bring a little normality. We're here to bring a little, don't worry, you're not on your own in that little boat, in that canoe, on that lake. We've got a few more people in that canoe as well. So today's video is very kindly sponsored by Tampax. This is a bit mad because I've worn Tampax since I was like 16. So to actually partner with them is something that's a big 360 moment. So thank you so much to Tampax for sponsoring this video, and they have asked me to come in today to talk to you guys about tampon discomfort and just tampons in general, myths around them. So Tampon did some research recently and they found out that 79% of occasional tampon users find discomfort when using them. And 60% of these women said that the pain comes from the first insertion or the minutes after putting a tampon inside of them. So Tampax's mission is to banish tampon discomfort and educate people on how to use them properly. So this is where I come in. I'm here to talk to you today, talk through some of your fears, talk through some reasons why you don't use tampons. I did a little poll on my Instagram stories and I asked you all, why don't you use tampons? If you do, if you don't, tell me what your concerns are, and so we can talk through them today, and hopefully you'll walk away from this video thinking, you know what? I'm not scared anymore, babes. You tried to scare me once, you want to scare me again, and you'll use tampons. So let me give you a little backstory about me. So I started my period when I was around probably 12 or 13, I can't remember. All I remember is it came one day, I was in year 7, so I think I was 12. I just remember going on the school bus the next day on my way to school, and I remember telling my best friend, my period came, and I felt so accomplished. I was like, I'm a woman now. But obviously back then I had no clue what was going on. My mum has always been a pad user, so I did use pads from around 12 to around 15, 16, but I had very, very heavy periods when I was younger, a teenager, and pads were really uncomfortable for me to wear because I didn't like the feeling of having, it's gonna sound a bit graphic, I didn't like the feeling of having blood in my knickers. With pads, I feel like it, especially when you're heavy, it pulls up. I was at school all the time and I just felt so uncomfortable whenever I was on my period. I would always leak from wearing pads. It just wasn't a great situation to be in. Also, they used to chafe against me and that was just so uncomfortable. And yeah, it was just messy. I didn't like it. No shade to all you pad wearers out there, because pretty much my mum, a few members of my family, my friends wear pads. It's just not for me personally. So I started using tampons when I was around 15, 16, and I kind of just had to teach myself how to do it because my mum never really wore tampons. So I did actually buy Tampax tampons at the supermarket, and it does have instructions inside. So I used to read the instructions and be like, okay, how am I gonna do this? Because this was kind of before YouTube was kind of around then, so I guess you could like Google it and watch a video of how someone would do it, but read the instructions, because every single box comes with instructions, by the way, girls, if you're scared of like what to do or how to use it. That's when I started wearing tampons, and that was a massive lifesaver for me because there was just not as much like fuss for me. It was just a lot easier. I felt a lot more free when I was wearing a tampon. I just felt like I could go about my day and not really think, oh my god, I'm on my period, whereas pads always just made me think that because I could always feel it. Obviously, it was a little bit scary using a tampon at first, I'm not gonna lie, but once you get the hang of it, it is so super simple, I promise you. So I think I'm gonna put a little bit of your minds at ease, and like, obviously I'm not gonna show you a demonstration, but I'm gonna tell you how to properly insert a tampon, okay? In case any of you are worried or concerned or you don't know how to do it properly. It's me from the future, because just as I was showing you how to insert a tampon, it decided to go blurry, so I'm re-recording this bit. So every box comes with instructions. So like I said before, it comes with instructions down here at the bottom that shows you exactly how to insert your tampon. In case you get scared or worried, this is all you need. Now these are the Tampax Compact Pearl. These are my favorite ones just because they are like smaller in size and I find them easy to pop in my bag and go. These have applicators as well. I don't particularly like to use tampons that don't have applicators because I just find it really like uncomfortable and like kind of annoying, and I have acrylic nails, so putting my sharp acrylic nails down near my vagina, I don't really want to do that. So the applicator helps so much. Also, these tampons have Elite Guard protection, and also they have a smooth layer, so when you take it out it's not gonna like be abrasive against the inside of your vagina. So thanks Tampax for thinking about us. So I'm gonna show you how you would insert a tampon, okay? Obviously you'd rip the top off, open it up. So this is what the tampon looks like. You might be looking at that like, what the hell is that? So basically what you need to do straight away is this long thin bit here, you need to pull it until it clicks. Did you hear the click? Okay, once it has clicked, then obviously I put my leg up on a surface like this side of the bath or on the toilet seat with obviously the toilet seat down, and then reach round, insert this tip into my vagina, put it in. I push it in up until about here, obviously because that's how far it'll go. Push it in, make sure you're doing it fully, don't be scared, push it in to about here, okay? And then what you are going to do is take this, push this, and this is what's going to happen. Push it, and then obviously this will be inside your vagina, and then you just boom, take it out. Then that is inside your vagina. Amazing. Obviously dispose of this. You'll probably have like this much hanging out, maybe even more than that. Yeah, this much hanging out. So don't be scared thinking, oh my god, there's not enough string to pull out. Don't worry, okay? And like it has this braided protection here that helps prevent from leaks. So this is all super absorbent. Obviously these are just regular. I'm usually a regular wearer. On the first couple of days I'm like a super wearer, but yes, that is it. That is a tampon. Do not be scared, okay? So obviously when this is inside your body, it can kind of expand a little bit and absorb all the liquid that needs to be absorbed. If it hurts as soon as you have put it in and you're walking around and you can feel it quite a lot, that means you've not inserted it properly. That means it's not high enough in your vagina. A lot of people can feel discomfort when the tampon is sitting nearer to the entry to your vagina. You really need to make sure it's up in there. Don't be scared of pushing it in there, okay? Because you will always be able to retrieve it, I promise you. There's always at least like this much string hanging out, maybe even more than that, you know? So do not fret, do not be too worried about it. Obviously you can always take it out if you don't like it. That's the beauty of it, okay? And then you can just go about your day doing whatever you do. I know a lot of people like to wear tampons if they're very active, you know, if they do a lot of sports. Personally, I used to go swimming a lot and I always used to wear tampons in a swimming pool when I was on my period with no problems at all. What I will say about tampons is though, make sure you are disposing of them correctly. The same with any sanitary product. The tampon, once you're finished with it, once you take it out, do not flush down the toilet. I know it seems like simple just to put it down the toilet, but it's really bad for the environment and it clogs drains and it clogs all sorts of stuff. So please don't do that. Do it as you would with a pad. Wrap it in some tissue and put it in a sanitary bin or put it in your own bin, and yeah. So let's get on to your guys' questions and a little bit of research I conducted on my stories. So I did a story that said, do you wear tampons, yes or no? It was pretty much 50-50. Okay, it was yes 49, no 51. So 6,060 people said yes, 6,270 people said no. I said, if you don't wear them, why don't you wear them? And the main answer, 2,000 people said they don't wear tampons because they're uncomfortable. And 1,500 people said they don't wear them because they are scared. So we're here to bust them myths today, sweetie. So then I asked if you have any worries about wearing tampons, please drop them in this little box right here. So let's get into some questions. A lot of people said that they are uncomfortable, that they've tried and they can feel them inside of them. Like I said before, you have to make sure you're getting it all the way up there. All the way up there, girls. Someone else said, to be real, as I've gained weight, I find it more difficult to use tampons. I don't know if I'm alone. I definitely don't think this person is alone. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will probably suffer with this. Like I said, for me, it really helped just putting my leg on a surface so that you can obviously have that leverage to get down there and insert into your vagina. So try that. My only problem with tampons is that it's hard to know which absorbency to get because my period is wild. I'm the same, like I kind of have to get different tampons throughout my cycle. So right at the beginning I'll probably use a super for a couple days, and then I'll go on to like regular as my period kind of dies down. But I'm pretty sure Tampax do a regular, a super plus as well. Some people are also saying that they're scared that they will forget that it's inside them, or they're scared to wear it for a certain amount of hours because they've heard about toxic shock syndrome and people getting ill from having a tampon inside them for too long. So depending on your flow and your period at the time, you will change every few hours. So you can keep a tampon in for up to 8 hours, just to prevent from having like something in your body for too long that it doesn't need to be. Throughout the day I will probably change like every 3-4 hours depending on my flow, like I said. What I find is really helpful for me, because when I'm wearing a tampon, honestly, unless I have cramps and I remember I'm on my period, I don't feel the tampon inside of me. So what I do is I'll set an alarm, like from when I first inserted it to 4 hours later, and be like, okay, I'm gonna change then, just so I remember, and then I can do that, you know, so it's not in there for too long. I've never had any bad effects from wearing a tampon. Personally, like I said, when I have a tampon in, I really don't feel it. It just allows me to go about my day, go about my life, which I love. Someone has said that they are scared that it will leak. So the main thing with that is making sure that you have the right absorbency. Like I said, Tampax do various absorbencies. So if you know your cycle pretty well and you know, okay, on my first couple of days I'm really heavy and then I go a little bit lighter, or say you're heavy throughout your whole cycle, it's just about having that right absorbency, and also making sure you're changing every few hours. If you do have a heavier flow, then I would say change it every 2 or 3 hours, so that you know you have that peace of mind that, okay, I'm not gonna leak. And also, once you start using tampons more, you'll kind of see how much absorbency has been taken up. When you take it out, you'll obviously see how much blood is on the tampon, so you'll know, okay, I could have left that in for an hour more, or okay, I should have took that out maybe half an hour ago. Do you know what I mean? You can kind of gauge these things just from seeing how your body responds to it. A few people as well are just genuinely scared of inserting something into themselves, and to that I would say, do not be scared. This is your body, do you know what I mean? This is your anatomy, your vagina. Do not be scared of it. Like, you need to learn how to get to grips with your vagina, not even when you're just when you're on your period, but in general life as well. There's honestly nothing to be scared of. This is our vessel, this is our bodies, and I think it's great to learn about it more, because education will bring peace of mind when it comes to these kinds of things. There is nothing to be afraid about when it comes to your vagina or inserting a tampon in there. So honestly, the more you get to grips with your body, with your vagina, with your, you know, system down there, the more at peace you will feel with all kinds of things to do with periods, and not even just periods, to do with sex, to do with pregnancy, all those kinds of things. And I think it's super important for us to learn about that. If you want a book to read on this kind of thing, I really recommend Period Power by Maisie Hill, I think the author is. It's a really great book. I'm reading it right now, and it has so much information that we were never really taught in school. So definitely buy that if you want to learn more about your anatomy. A lot of people are just scared it might get lost in there, which I promise you, it will not get lost. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to travel anywhere. It literally just sits in your vagina, you know? Also, a couple questions about if tampons are more sanitary than pads. I think they're both just as sanitary as each other, you know what I mean? But I think it's down to a preference thing. What do you prefer? Like I said, I really dislike the feeling of sitting in a pool of blood. I know that's so graphic, but that's how I used to feel when I wore pads. And with tampons, I do not get that feeling at all. It's literally just up in there. I can change it out when I need to, and I just feel very comfortable and at ease and all those good things. And a big one that we've got, which I'll probably end on this one, is a lot of people were told about toxic shock syndrome when they were in school. I feel like we'd never really learned about periods properly or about tampons properly. They just scared us. They put the fear mongering into us with things like toxic shock syndrome, which is why a lot of young girls always wear pads. And as well, when you're a virgin and you're kind of scared about putting anything up there or anything like that, but honestly, even if you are a virgin watching this, it's nothing to be scared of. Honestly, it's nothing to be scared of. So toxic shock syndrome is something that is very rare, but it is a very serious condition for anyone that has had it. I know a lot of us, when we're in school, we all heard horror stories about, oh, my friend's sisters, brothers, girlfriends, dogs, owner got toxic shock syndrome, this, that and the other. I feel like we've all heard these horror stories, and as serious as it is if someone did get toxic shock syndrome, it is also very, very rare. So do not think just by using a tampon once that you are going to get toxic shock syndrome. And honestly, it is nothing to be worried about. It does happen, but it is very rare is what I'm trying to tell you. This is also something that is not exclusive to tampon users. People that use menstrual cups can also be at risk of toxic shock syndrome, and not even just women, men as well. It can happen with anything, not just with tampons. And I think when people hear TSS, they purely think of tampons, but it can happen to honestly anyone, man, woman, from whatever reason. What I will say though, just to put your mind at ease if this is like something that you worry about, is obviously don't wear a tampon for longer than 8 hours. Change it whenever you need to. Get to know your body, get to know your cycle, and honestly, do not worry. I know, literally I had so many girls say, oh, toxic shock syndrome, that's what I'm worried about. Do not fret. Honestly, it is something that happens, but it is very rare. You have no reason to worry. Honestly, don't let that stop you from putting that tampon in and going for a swim, hun. Honestly. So that was everything I had to talk about today. I hope I've kind of put your mind at ease with this. I know it is a bit of like a taboo topic, but I hope you enjoyed this video and it kind of gave you a bit of insight, gave you a bit of knowledge. If you want to see more videos like this where I'm talking about, you know, girly things, just problems that we all face, then let me know down below. Thank you so much to Tampax for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe down below, put the bell on, leave a like. You know, all the good stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.